Hello everyone, Nittany here back with a new live stream. Sorry about that, just getting things situated, letting people join in. I'm hoping today we have a little bit of a turnout. And yeah, with that being said, I want to get started with just talking about the current increase, or rather the recent increase in social media following, whether that's across Stacker News, Nostr and X, or YouTube. I've honestly seen an increase and I can't thank you guys enough. Next stop, 100 subscribers. And I just want to put a little plug into that. If I'm able to get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. I said $10 in Bitcoin. I might increase that, so hit the subscribe button down below. And with that being said, I want to start off with obviously what you guys saw previously with the time chain calendar. And with that, we are on block 905,992. The current exchange rate is 119,666, which turns into 836 sats per US dollar. Right now, there is a little bit of a backlog in the depth, about 16 blocks. You can probably get into the next block with about 7 sats per BVIPE. So, yeah. So why don't we jump right into the main discussion of this live stream, and that is the different exchanges I use and why I prefer Bitcoin only over the rest. And now shifting to the main content, I want to talk about these two next exchanges, River Financial and Strike. River is great for earning interest on my cash balance paid in Bitcoin. That's a big deal. Plus, I can easily send, receive, buy, and sell. It's definitely not a flashy exchange, but it's clean and reliable, especially if you're stacking and occasionally withdrawing to cold storage. The main reason I use River is that earning interest on my cash balance. I know people say, well, Nittany, aren't you 100% Bitcoin? And that's true. However, I definitely have cash set aside for those emergency one-time expenses that can pop up and need that ability to withdraw cash right away. And a plus is earning Bitcoin on that cash. So it's a win-win in my book. The next exchange I want to talk about is Strike. Strike's kind of my dream all-in-one Bitcoin app. It's a one-stop shop, daily buys, bill pay, send and receive, all in one place. It's simple and straightforward, and I love how it's built for everyday Bitcoin use. For me, though, the cherry on top features the interest on River and the DCA plus bill pay strategy on Strike. It makes them more than just exchanges. They're tools for building a lifestyle. And I definitely want to mention honorable exchanges out there. And there's a bunch. I was going back and forth with people on Stacker about including foreign exchanges because a lot of times people aren't in the United States. So I also included Bitcoin Well, which is also in Canada. That exchange alongside Cash App are great. I've had the chance of using both before. They both work fine, but personally, I just prefer River and Strike because they fit my needs better. At the end of the day, it's kind of your mileage may vary. Your mileage may vary is what the terminology I'm trying to use, and everyone's different. And I encourage you to try them all out. And down in the description below are referral links to all those exchanges. Feel free to use my link. You don't have to. It's just a lot easier for me to just put it down because you're kind of indirectly supporting the channel and the greater good of living on Bitcoin. And I want to mention the one cool thing about Bitcoin Well in Canada actually lets you pay your bills directly with Bitcoin, similar to how Strike has it implemented. Hopefully, Bitcoin Well allows U.S. Citizens and the U.S. platform to pay bills in the future because I would like to have a diverse kind of plan B option if Strike were to go down and something needs to be paid on time. You get the point. And with that being said, I really want to stress the importance of security and self-custody. Fortunately, all those exchanges talk about they honestly want you to withdraw the Bitcoin off the exchange. And I think that's super important because especially what's happened in the past, I was fortunate enough to not be involved with that. However, I did lose money in other ways. And we can talk about that in the later video or live stream or in a meetup or something if you ever want to ask. I always make sure to withdraw to cold storage if that intended amount is going to be saved for the future. However, since I live on Bitcoin, a lot of the times I build up a balance, and that balance is quickly paying those bills or paying peer to peer for, like you've seen in the videos prior, Melville Deli, Manzara Cafe, the Loaf of Bread Co., etc. All these companies and businesses are essentially peer-to-peer transactions. So I need to obviously have a balance on an exchange to pay that. However, I pay most of the time for my Zeus wallet, which you've seen, and that's self-custodial. So in sense, I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm recommending moving your sats to cold storage or a Lightning node where you could pay peer-to-peer. And before we wrap up, I just want to once again thank everyone for tuning in, whether you're live or you're going to watch in the future. If you are live, let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. And I would love to hear if you have any questions, because a lot of times the questions asked during live streams are a lot easier for me to answer than when they're on a comment section, because then I have to type it out, and big whoop. But at the end of the day, if I'm able to talk live with a question and answer it as best as I can, I feel like I walk away in a much better mindset, because I know people are listening and truly value my opinion and my answers. So I hope I can help. And actually, before we leave, I have to make a promise. I don't know if this person is in the chat right now, but they did want. I did ask. I said on my X post and Nostr and Stacker.news is whoever came first, dropped a comment in the live chat, I would send them some sats over the Lightning Network. And I had a fellow named Marcelo. They left their address or Lightning address, so I have to honor that, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay you right now live so you could see the speed of the Lightning Network. And no, the problem is it's just getting it copied is a little frustrating, because I'm on the phone and it's not like it's not necessarily a easy way to do it, So in the meantime, drop your comments in the chat. I would really appreciate that if you guys do. So while I'm doing that, Marcelo at speed.app. Okay, got it. Okay, now I'm going to my Zeus wallet, set up over Tor, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay this individual their 1,000 sats. So I'm going to go to send. I'm going to paste there. So now, as you can see, I copied it. And what I'm going to do is send them, just so you guys can see it, not too much, 1,000 sats. And I'm going to say in the comment, congrats, Marcelo. Thanks. Is that how you say it? Thanks for the support. Cheers. And then with that, confirm. And then it's going to pay this invoice. Boom. Marcelo, you got your sats. If you're in the comments, drop a comment saying that you got it, or if you're on in the future, write me a DM or comment on my social media posts. I appreciate that. Honestly, guys, that's about it. I wanted to wrap it up, keep it short, about 10 minutes long, and I think I've done that. And with that, if there's no other questions, I'm going to end the stream. But I'm also wanting to tease the next live stream, and these live streams are essentially going to be a series about how I live on Bitcoin and why it's so important to share that. No gatekeeping here. The next live stream will be the best, or I don't want to say best, the Bitcoin wallets I use every day. So you've already seen some of them. However, I have more kind of on the side that I would like to share with you guys that I use for other reasons or other purposes that I think are worth sharing. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Nittany on out. Remember, stay humble, stack sats. Peace.